And call this meeting to order. Sarah, would you like to do a roll call?
Absolutely. Laura Greenlee-Karp is excused. Sarah Zahradka.
Here.
David Andren.
Here.
Lloyd Grachek.
Here.
Ingrid Koller.
Here.
Rachel Lucas.
Here.
William Kealy.
Here.
Perfect. Cassidy Schweer is also excused.
All right. Would there be anyone who'd like to adopt the agenda or take a motion?
Make a motion?
I'll second that.
Okay. Approval of minutes.
Vote.
Oh,
No, I got you.
let's vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 All those oppose? All right. Pass the adoption of the agenda. Approval of minutes.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
A vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? All right, so passed. Our meeting is open to the public. If anybody from the public would like to make a statement or address the committee, let us know. No pressure. All right, we can move on to commission business. We're striking off the first two items for tonight to hold off till next month. So we'll move to C, grant opportunity for Casey Lake Hockey Rink.
Hello. Met most of you before. Randy with the City of North St. Paul Public Works Supervisor. Just a little history. I've been here 18 years, grew up here. So I've been around a while. Working on the grant info. So there's a Minnesota DNR outdoor recreation grant that came up just a few weeks ago. And brought it to Sarah and Ken and Brian, and we decided that we were gonna bring it here and see if it's something that we're interested in. A little bit of info on it. It's just, like I said, it's an outdoor recreation grant. It's the one that we used at Housey for the pickleball courts. It's the same grant. That's Jennifer from the DNR is the one that I've been reaching out. She's been communication back and forth with it. This grant it's a $500,000 match for a total project cost of $1 million. We're not looking to get that much. Just a few more things on the grant. The application has to be in by February 28th, and that's just a deadline so we can receive feedback from the DNR, kind of probably see what the outlook looks like, see if there's stuff that we should change on it with the final application by March 31st. I think the reasons that I'd like, and I think we'd like to go for the grant, is just the hockey rink down at Casey is 30-plus years old. I don't know exactly the date. I know it's been there as far as I can ever remember going down there. It's been the same rink. Definitely needs some repairs. It was laid out in the last CIP before we had the refiguring, and it was in there for like $210,200. As you can see in the pictures in the packet, there's not much that's straight, flat, or level at the rink. Whether that's the boards or the ground, and we have repaired it in the past. It definitely is pretty wet ground down there where it moves quite a bit, so that's definitely something that we're looking at to be able to build the new rink to correct that. Finance, I've been in contact with them. They're totally supportive of the grant, same with city manager. I'm going for the grant. Thing it would have to have a little bit of adjustment if we did it, because we'd probably be doing the work in 27 versus 28. Just some things with the new rink. Public Works, we would take the old rink out, and the electric would take the lights out just to get the foundation set for the new construction. The new rink would be placed on a concrete slab versus like at North with the asphalt. We struggle with the sun taking the ice down on the north side like very quickly. So it would all be on concrete. We're talking about like the dasher board setup, as you can see in the pictures. We would have energy efficient LED lighting going on around it. Working on getting quotes still, because this just came a couple weeks ago for the dasher boards. I got one quote in, working on another quote from a local company, which I'm hoping comes back a little bit better even, and just having them local versus coming out of Canada. They're talking the tariffs, they never know, so pricing could change, that sort of thing. There might be some trail and or like driveway work to make it for the grant, like ADA, that sort of thing, we might have to, we're talking about maybe making that trail that kind of goes in, make that actually a driveway. And then possibly on is that the east side kind of, away from the ball field, have some sort of parking stalls over there that could dual
Nice.
function, I guess, in the summertime, maybe for like handicap for the ball field, even though your car might be parked right in the right field, if that's the greatest for that, but it's an option. The other thing it could be used for, in the summertime, if it was roller hockey, if it was, there's talk about if it was another pickleball, paying out some pickleball lines and could do something like that there. There's a little bit of work on how that would work with the post to make them removable, but I've heard of cities doing it, so there's a way. Or, the other thing that I thought of was like in the fall for the Autumn Arts Festival, like just for a big flat area for the vendors to set up in there, you actually have more parking or the driveway going into there. In the future, depending on the use, depending on council in the city, if we did some sort of like a warming house, but it would be more of a portable trailer, I would move in there, and have, go ahead.
I have a question about size. It would be the same size as we
Yeah.
have now?
Yep.
Okay, so we wouldn't be talking about losing trees or anything like that?
No,
Yeah.
there shouldn't be any tree, there's really not many trees or any trees right there. Whether that's in that area that I'm talking about for parking and or the rink, it's pretty much what's there now.
Yeah.
So, I got a question too. Would you be elevating this, being you're gonna put it on concrete, would you be elevating it so we're not getting actually other water running back into the rink like we do now, or?
It's early in the planning. We will be doing soil borings, so we can make sure we do the correct subcut, to build it up for the concrete slab, so we have a good foundation base, sand, so we definitely are building it, so it's not gonna be moving around like it is now. And then, obviously, engineering, we'd look at the grade and, the creek's right there, so we would try to get it all to drain that way.
Right.
Like I said, for the warming house, that's just, it's not like it's, needs to be there, it's just if something, Parks Commission or City Council, or if we got enough requests from the public, it'd just be something that we could possibly look at for future.
Well, maybe like a portable trailer, like you're saying,
Yeah.
is a good idea.
Yep.
We could use it for other events or whatever.
Well, and as a side note, we both have gotten asks from local associations if we do get a new rink there, could we rent it to them certain evenings? They'd be interested in that, but would probably need a warming house in that situation, so.
Yeah, I did reach out to Eric Peterson, who is the president of the East Metro Stars, just to see if there's interest or if they're hurting for ice time, just, like I had in my notes, I'm like, if you build it, like, I feel like people will come, just like Halsey, the pickleball court, that thing is full a lot.
Yeah.
I just, that rink, it takes us like till this week, till we can basically have it covered, the grass, just from the humps, and like I said, we've repaired it and fixed it, it moves so much, and the grass, it's not ideal for a hockey rink. I think if we had a new one, I bet you in a week and a half of weather cooperating, it would be skatable.
Would we ever consider, when you think about like a bus stop where they're kind of like open air shelters that are pretty inexpensive to build with like little portable heaters that you just use when you hit a button? Just thinking about like having, because the one thing I was going to say is, can we build in costing for seating? Because usually there's like a seat at Casey Lake, and so it's hard
Sure.
to find places to sit and skate. So I'd want to, as you price this out to get the grant, I would think if you guys are able, it sounds like you have thought through a lot of this, of what can we do for like permanent seating, because that could probably be used multiple reasons, especially if people are going to use it in the summer. And I love the idea of parking, because I do think that's one hard thing about our rink versus other places, is if you're walking and you're older, it's a long walk from the parking lot. So I'd say even if we can accommodate parking beyond just handicap, and maybe it's, however many stalls you can fit, that would be great. And I think the pavement on the side of the ball field will be huge, because that becomes a muddy mess in the spring too.
Yeah, and like the handicap side, though, I was talking more for summertime use for the ball fields, like those, you'd leave a few handicap, but say there's 8 of them there, you'd leave 2 handicap for the
Yeah.
rink in the winter, and maybe in the summertime, we probably don't want to promote people driving down there all summer
Yeah,
and using it for a parking lot. So maybe we just have the couple handicapped or all handicapped for the ball field in the summertime. You know, that's more of a thought that just,
So would you maybe consider putting in a gate that we can open and close seasonally?
we could think of we could. I was actually thinking more of reconfiguring the trail a
Yeah.
little bit to keep the walking trail different from the drive lane.
okay.
Yeah, I was just
Oh, I
thinking if we
see.
had like a
Yeah.
swing gate that
Mm-hmm.
allows 4 feet access, we know, or 6 feet, we know there's no cars or trucks or anything driving down there where somebody says, hey, I'm gonna go there and play pickleball, and I got a van full of people, I'm gonna go park there. This would detour that, they would have to park and walk in, so,
And the hard part with the gates is there, I would say, is more for us, for access, to the ball field, that sort of thing every day, police driving around the park, I think the gates, and it's so flat there, I think you could go around the gate so easy. That I don't know that it
it
really,
was just, a thought to help deter.
it would. But I think if we reconfigure the drive lane, or make that a drive lane and reconfigure the trail, so that's not like a walking trail,
Okay,
that's kind of my intent. I think the gate's not expensive, I guess, to do, but I think just by reconfiguring the drive lane and doing the parking,
so do you have any, like, drawn-up plans?
we haven't yet, because this,
It's all
like I
just-
said, just
I'll send
came
out a
about.
napkin somewhere.
And like I said, we're just bringing it here to see if it's something that you guys are interested in.
Yes.
It's,
Would this be something we would do ultimately at Northwood eventually?
as
I
in
mean,
a new
can
rink,
you- Can you see this happening at Northwood too, or?
just like the board setup,
Well, just kind of, maybe, do we have a concrete slab
Yeah.
at
It's
Northwood
asphalt
already?
there.
Oh, we,
And I mean,
and it's
it's-
asphalt there, okay,
it is getting to the point where we're gonna need to do something with it
Yeah.
at some point.
okay. I'm just wondering, thinking ahead to
That's
how we
when
can take maybe part of what we're doing at Casey and apply it to Northwood. We wouldn't need quite the same setup, because the Casey rink would be kind of the best one in town, I think.
And the reason I thought about Casey more with the grants is just that a lot of Casey is ADA already. So to apply for the grant, that's why, like Halsey, we had to do a whole bunch of
Yeah.
sidewalk work and that sort of thing, where Casey meets a lot of it.
Yeah.
Where just us reconfiguring the drive lane and trail and adding that parking will meet a lot of the criteria that we need.
I think it's great. I think the community would really use it.
I have a question about the grant. Is it like hockey specific, or are we just thinking this is the best option to use for
It's
the?
an outdoor recreation grant.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
Is
And
it-
I mean, my reason was just, I've communicated with that Jennifer and told her about it when we were at Halsey working, and, she was all like, just thought it was a great idea to do it, so, and it's something that us as Public Works struggle with that rink. I'm not a big fan of, it just takes us forever to get ice there. It's just a hard one to do. Like I said, this week, finally, it's covered,
Yeah.
so.
Do you think we would be able to include, if we're able to figure out how to do the temporary pickleball in the summer, do you think that could be included into our grant application?
I think it could, it's just a matter of getting that figured out by February 28th.
There.
And by that point, you'll know what kind of amount you're asking for, because it may not be the 210 that we had like slated originally,
It's gonna be more than 210.
Yeah.
Yep.
but not as much as 5.
Right now, my best guess is probably around 400.
Okay,
And like I said, that's a 50-50 match, so it'd be 200 city, 200 state. So where it comes to impact on the parks is, I think it was 328 for Casey.
Let me look in here.
And then you're saying the funds that are awarded, if we were to get them, it would be for work for 2027, correct?
It has to be done by early 2028, so basically, we would be looking to have it done in '27, so we could use it that winter, and we're not worried, we just have touch-up stuff, if anything, by '28.
Okay.
So in the CIP, which is in your packet, what was decided on previously was $500,000 for the Casey Lake Park active playground. But in there, it noted about repairing the existing hockey rink. So what would be, what we're asking for is if you would like to move forward, just for you guys to know that this would require moving up some of that funding into 2027, potentially possibly pushing something back, if that's like park fencing at McKnight or whatever, we need to push back another year to kind of move some things around in the CIP, but just to make you guys aware that that funding would need to move up a little bit.
And like I said, I've talked to finance, they know about the grant, they're on board, they're supportive of it. So, if you guys are looking that it's something that we should go for, we're looking to get the grant in by the 28th so we can get that feedback from the DNR.
So do you have most of the grant written already?
Ken and Sarah are working on that with me,
Okay.
so,
Are you like 50% done?
No, and that is because next week there's actually a webinar on this grant that we're attending to give us more information, so we didn't want to jump it too soon before we know all of the details of what they're exactly looking for in the grant. You need to use specific terminology and things, so we want to know what they're looking for exactly, but we have started it.
Is there gonna be ADA accessible as far as into the rink?
yes, there would be.
Okay, because I'm thinking, isn't there hockey? Para-hockey or, yeah, it's,
There would be, and I think that's part of the grant too, that they would be pushing for, or that would be a requirement.
that would mean then the warming house, we'd have to make sure
That is, yep.
good idea.
So I got another question on the grant, because I think this is a great idea to push it towards Casey. They're gonna say, okay, let's go. Is this like a one-time grant, or is this something we can apply for next year? My thoughts are moving towards the Third Street Park. That's gonna need some work. I mean, it's not gonna be what we ideally would like it to be, being the fundings and stuff are gonna be shuffled around this year, from what I was reading earlier. But is this like a one-time grant, or is this something they may be offering for the next couple of years, or?
I think that's anybody's best guess with the state and finances, I mean, it has been offered the past few years. Like I said, we did Halsey with it. It was offered last year, and we started to look into it. We didn't go for it. This year, we were a little more prepared with the hockey rink, like I already had some info, and it's
Yeah.
definitely been something that's been on my mind to get moving. And it was in the CIP for 28 as at 210,000.
Yep.
But then with the realignment of the CIP, it kind of switched, so I just wanted to see if there was interest in it.
Can I ask one more thing, not to throw a wrench in any of this, but let's say we get this grant, is the park we put it in like dead set, or can we use it for any hockey rink within the city? It has to be the specific location? I ask this because what we're trying to do as a park commission is use the next few years to funnel money towards that McKnight Fields, or McKnight Sports Complex. And you're saying this, and you're talking about a beautiful hockey rink, and I'm thinking, would we ever consider, if we get this grant, putting that hockey rink in the McKnight Sports Complex where it's easy to access, where there's already going to be pavement there? I just was curious, and the answer can be no, but I just was wondering.
I mean, I think it would be a possibility, but I don't think it would be construction next year
Yeah, okay.
for this grant. I mean, I think we wouldn't be able to get
Yeah.
this grant, and then if it's offered again, like I said, it's been offered, but you'd never know.
I'm super supportive of when someone else is willing to pay half of the budget, but we really, our plans weren't to spend 200 grand at Casey Lake. That takes away probably another year of development at McKnight, which is the only reason I'm saying that. I'm not unsupportive of that, but we're never going to get McKnight off the ground if we don't start somewhere. So, I guess up to everybody here, I'm open to applying and seeing what happens, because I know it doesn't mean it guarantees us at all, and we could always apply again next year. I just think I want everyone to be thoughtful about if we get this, and then now we're spending almost $500,000 at Casey Lake, that takes away tearing up those
Hopefully it's two, yeah.
200. That takes away another year probably from McKnight, because that's still 200 grand that would have to go away from something else that we were planning on.
Would it really though, or with that 500 for Casey Lake in 28?
We were told we have to stagger this money out for McKnight, so we can't, even though we have $1 million or so in the budget, we can't spend it all. Like year one, year two, we've been told we have to stagger it this way. And because of that, yes, that would take probably a good, like that, doing this at McKnight in 27 or 28 would take away our ability to build the like skate park or playground at McKnight, realistically for like another year.
Sure.
And that's a project that we're not able to build in one chunk because we don't have the $5-10 million to do it. So we have to break it out. So I just would like to see that project done before.
Or the other option too is if this grant is up the year after, you apply for it for
Right.
McKnight
Yeah.
for this stuff too.
Yeah, just wondering how lucky we could be getting it like 3 years in a row.
I mean, she was really supportive of this one for
Oh,
Casey.
that's great.
When I spoke with her a few times, so.
Yeah.
Is considered something we could use dedicated funds for? Meaning the ones that we get for the,
The
It's
park
not new,
dedication,
it's
no, not.
improvement.
not new enough?
Yep,
It has to be new
has to be
development.
new, not like a reconstruction.
McKnight can be used for new,
Yep.
can be dedicated.
Yeah, that's probably a better,
Well,
probably a better
personally,
idea.
I think we gotta move forward.
Yeah, I agree.
If we can get the grant, get us upgraded, get it one of the better rinks around the area. The last couple of years, it hasn't been great for skating regardless. Weather has not been cooperating. But I think with the right planning and stuff, maybe utilizing it, as you said earlier, either for pickleball or having a place for another event to set up in the summertime, I'm all for it. And even if we have to move funds back and forth, because right now we have nothing under contract for McKnight, as much as I want to see that park move forward in different entities that we've been talking about, I don't think we should pass up this opportunity to get this done, because right now we're just kind of shuffling the funds back and forth a couple of years. And I think, my opinion is we should move forward with this. If we get the grants, if it falls through, then we just revert back to our original plans. It's not like we're out anything at this point.
Yeah.
I agree. It seems like there's been a lot of work done. It seems like the DNR has been very receptive to the idea. Seems like the hockey rink's end of life anyway, that it's already taken a lot of maintenance to not have a great quality. I love the idea that people are willing to possibly rent it in the future, and that it can also be multi-purpose in the summer as well. So as much as we do want to do McKnight, we don't want to lose sight of it. I think this seems like the best option to go right now if we end up getting the grant.
My one ask would be, we have that Fire and Ice Festival in a week. I think that would be a great opportunity. I'll be there. I think some of us will be. I think it would be a great opportunity to maybe even like put a little piece of paper and say, what would you like to see done? Because it is an ice skating event. Maybe it's getting the public's input so that we don't miss that opportunity. It might give you guys some input into building that grant that people really want A, B, C that we didn't think of. I think anytime we can get the public's opinion, and hopefully, I've seen that event advertised quite a bit, we'll get a better turnout this year. So maybe if there's some way, Sarah, we could do little, like, give us your thoughts on a new case, I don't know.
I love that idea, Sarah. I think that's really good.
Yeah, feedback.
Well, I think what we need to do, just for formality's sake, is have a vote. So just a motion to recommend that staff apply for this grant. That way we can take it to council and they know that you guys are supportive of it, so.
I make a motion that we shift our funds to getting this grant for the ice skating rink at Casey Lake moved forward so we can get construction and meet their deadline, so our funds are in place in case we get the grant. If we don't get a grant, then we just revert back to what we have now. Well, that's the motion I have.
Second.
Any discussion? Yeah, I would just say that I'm supportive as long as if we don't get the grant, that's not going to be a priority on our list.
Yeah.
Correct.
Agreed.
Okay? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, so passed. All right.
Oh, Randy, one question.
Is that it?
If this gets approved, then we gotta go through the city council, us and then the city council then?
Where it's at right now, the city council, we're just asking for us to be able to go for the grant still.
Okay.
Yep. Just to apply. And once we receive word of whether we get it or not, then we'll
Okay.
come back to both groups even if we, to report
job.
back.
Yeah, because you only have a month to get this presented to them. And if you're only, like maybe 50% done, you guys have to keep hustling for the next couple of weeks to meet the deadline.
And
But
I
that way
personally would
we're
like,
moving forward to at least see some improvements, which would be, I think, substantial to the area, without really putting a burden on any of the taxpayers now. So, and like I said, if it falls through, we just revert back to our CIP and go from there, so,
Thanks for all your hard work
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
thanks, Randy.
and the rest of them that are involved. Yep.
All right. Reports from staff.
I don't have anything, but I'm going to ask Randy, I'm putting him on the spot to give an update on Polar Park and where we are.
Polar Park Playground, obviously you guys know it was installed. The playground's all in and done. We have to do some new wood chips in the spring. They were froze just with the weather, like installing a playground in December. Maybe isn't the best case scenario, but it's in, the playground's done, we just gotta do the restoration on the wood chips,
Okay.
so.
Have you gotten any feedback on it yet?
I
I'm
have
sure
not
no one's
heard
been-
anything
okay.
on it. I don't know if many people have been out there just with the weather, so. So how's the playground? Look good?
Anybody on it?
I
Okay,
hope
yeah.
not.
Not right now.
I'm hoping there's more kids that do come, because I don't see that many when I come
Sure.
through. This might draw some kids in there.
It might be nice to see if we could do like a ribbon cutting in the spring or after the chips are put down, or maybe an announcement from the city so people know that park exists, because I know it's a little bit of a secret, kind of, unless you're driving past that road. Might be nice to like let people know, hey, we have a new playground in town.
Absolutely, yeah. I was going to ask Ava to do that right away when they installed it, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, December might
Not
be.
yet. But yes,
tricky
we'll
time.
we'll get that done for sure. But that's all I have, unless you have anything else to let them know. Perfect.
I had a question for staff. At our last meeting, we were waiting on some of the stuff from McKnight, the surveys and things like that. Has there been any update from
That's
what's
a
come back?
Great question. We did get a document back from HUD. It is being evaluated by our attorney right now, so I don't have any details at this moment. But we should have something either next month or at the March meeting.
For the new people in the room, can you remind them what this is that you're waiting on?
Absolutely. So there was a few resolutions in the 1970s about McKnight Fields that stated we received that land, but in return, we couldn't use it for anything other than park or recreation purposes. And so we were looking for detailed information from the Housing and Urban Development Department on if that's still valid, what that definition means. So we just received some of that back actually last week. So we're just waiting on an evaluation so we can get the right information out.
Cool. Progress? All right.
I just got one more question for operations. Have you guys, and I haven't seen them out at Southwood cutting down some of the trees that we talked about last year. There was 20 of them that were basically deadfalls. I have not seen the crews out there at all this fall, and spring is, just basically 6 weeks away.
Yep. We have not been out doing very much on trees yet with the snow and the half inch every other day for so far every month. That's been keeping us pretty busy.
Yeah.
We've had some ash trees that we've had to get down on the roads that were hazardous ones, but we have not, we got the new bucket truck. I kept the old one for this winter to try to get through a lot of the roadside tree stuff. We haven't been able to be out very much.
So
Either the snow or water main breaks and.
So is it still kind of on the agenda while the ground is still frozen to get those trucks in there to get at some of those that are?
That's the goal.
There's like 20 of them that are considered hazardous trees?
That's the goal.
Okay,
The hard part's weighing out where do we go first, because there's a lot of that all over.
Right.
So, but yes, we're trying, just the weather hasn't cooperated very well this year so far.
okay.
Where was that at? Which part?
At Southwood.
Southwood.
Yeah, what about the north end? Have they been looking at the north end too?
Yeah, Josh, definitely, we know about them.
Okay,
It's just a matter of time.
some of it's kind of going and leaning and breaking and.
All right. We will do reports from commissioners, and first I want to welcome Bill. Welcome to the commission. If you want to introduce yourself, and I know you don't have a park to speak to just yet next month, but if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hey everyone, my name is Bill Kealy. Lived in North St. Paul for the past 6 years or so. I have a 6-year-old son. We love going to all the parks and enjoying them, so happy to, contribute to what I can here and look forward to it.
Awesome. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, we'll get you out of giving a commission report here. We'll start with you, Lloyd. Do you have anything for your parks?
No, they covered Southwood for me, so I'm good on that. So I'm,
All right. Nothing for me this time. Ingrid?
Nothing no?
Cold? Everything's
For me?
It's cold and there were holidays. I didn't get out much. I have no report.
Nothing really from Southwood or from McKnight. And also, I'm going to take this opportunity to let the commission know this will be my last night due to health issues that just sprung up recently for myself. I don't think it'd be good for the commission when I can't focus as much time as I would like to due to my health issues. So as of tonight, this will be my last meeting, so.
would you be interested
Thank
in,
you for
would you be interested in,
agreeing with me when I've gotten a little out of line or agreed with me when I was right, so. But I enjoy this was like my second time around with the Park Commission, and it's one of those things I truly enjoy being a part of. But like I said, due to health conditions, I don't see where I can put as much time towards the commission as I would like to.
would you be interested in a sabbatical, so to speak?
Well, once in a while, yeah, it's,
No, well, no,
He wants
sabbatical,
to know if you want to come back.
if you not resign, but just,
well, I know after talking to one of my doctors today, pretty much all this spring and most of the summer is gonna pretty much tie me down, so.
okay.
Right this minute, I would like to say yes, but I have to be realistic and I'm not sure. I may be out, 8 months or so. And I just don't think it'd be right just to hold this seat open without having proper voting or proper insight on some of the stuff that's going on with the parks. And Sarah, I'm just as excited about McKnight's as anybody else. And I would also like to see Third Street give a little bit more attention. I think because of the new developments and stuff over there, we should at least try to move forward at getting at least some walking trails in so people can, the kids can get out there and do, they play with the blogs and stuff that are already there, but at least get some trails cut into there and some of the underbrush cleared out. And make that a start. That's a real low cost. It's something Public Works can kind of work on their time when they're not plowing snow, those kind of things.
Getting
But
trees.
these are ideas that I'll just have to keep on the back burner for myself, because I just don't see where I can really put my best foot forward at this time, so. And I want to thank you for allowing me to be part of the city parks and recs again.
Well, thank you for all you've done.
It's been a pleasure,
We
Dave.
appreciate your service, Dave.
Remember,
Thank you.
third's the charm, so you can come back.
And we hope your health journey is okay.
Yes.
And
I do
we're
too.
wishing you well.
A few fingers and a couple of toes.
Thank you for letting us know. All right. If there is anything else, anyone make a motion for adjournment?
I make a motion?
I'll second that.
Adjourned. Quick one tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Really quick.